Welcome back. I am doing a 3D French design for you today and I'm using acrylic and gel polish. First off, coming in with Ballet Shoes to do the extended nail bed. I was trying to judge like how long should I have it, what size, how narrow, and then I was just adding on top, so it gets higher and higher and higher because I want pretty high walls. I don't want to have to then work on an apex or structure or anything right at the end. I want to be able to just file through the design, and what I'm left with is like the perfect structure. So if you make this bead high enough, you don't have to worry about any of that at the end. Also, my room was so cold that it was just running all over the damn place. Then when it's fully set, fully cured, you want to come in with a 240 grit file and file around the edges of these walls to make them nice, crisp, sharp walls, as perfect as you possibly can make it, because this filing here, the walls of these beads, I'll call them, will essentially decide how crispy your design is and how good it is. These are the colours I'm using: pink, purple and blue gel polish, and I'm using a liner brush to apply. Once you've finished with your filing, don't forget to dust off properly, but also wipe over. Make sure there is no dust in there whatsoever. So in with the pink, and I'm doing the side of these walls first. I want to make sure that I have absolute coverage. So if you overlap slightly over the top of the wall, that way you know that it's completely covered. You don't have to worry about it. Because obviously when we do a finish filing, the top part is what you will file away. So all of the messiness left on top will be gone in the end, as you will see. So you can either choose to do it two ways. You can use your brush to draw like another extended nail bed like I'm doing here, or you can choose to drag it a little bit out. You don't have to have the perfect shape there because you will be putting stuff on top of it, so you won't see it anyway. So you can either do it like this, and then just before you put it into the lamp, just go around these walls one last time, because obviously gel polish moves, it runs, so it will start to pull away. And this is what I usually do here. This is what I found works best for me, because obviously you can make it thinner the more that you drag it out, and you don't want it to be where the next part of it, where you're where you're adding in the next colour, you don't want it to have any lumps and bumps that then when you're adding on top of it is going to emphasise that lump or bump and make it look worse, you know? So into the lamp for a full cure, and then straight in with clear. Now, as I was doing this, I was trying to judge how big I wanted them, how many lines I wanted to do. Couldn't make up my mind. The bead I put on was not big enough at all. So I knew that when I came in with another bead on top to get the height that I needed, I'm going to end up with a load of bubbles, because I just messed around with it for too long. I'd put bubbles in there, so I knew, oh well, you know, trial and error. And it's only on a tip. Like if it was on a person, then it was like I would have just wiped the bead away and started again, because, you know, perfectionist and all that. But so this is basically what you want to be doing. You're effectively you're copying the cuticle bead. You're doing exactly the same kind of shape for this one. You're just doing like another extended nail bed, really. Make sure the walls are high, and then once that is fully dried and fully set, you again come in with your 240 grit and file them walls nice and sharp, ready for the next colour. If you found that your gel polish is a little bit too transparent, you're absolutely fine to come in and do a second coat where you need to do, so don't worry about that. that the walls are all crispy sharp, coming in with the second colour, the purple. And again, doing exactly the same as I did with the pink, all the way up the side walls, right to the top, slightly overlapping to make sure that I have like absolute coverage. Dragging it down the nail. Could just stay in shot, that'd be great. So just dragging it down where I need it to be. One last time around the side walls and then into the lamp for a full cure. Just always make sure before you put it into the lamp that you always go around this wall one last time to make sure that it is nice and opaque in colour. Back in with the clear to create the very last high wall / extended nail bed / kind of whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. And let's just pay no mind to the absolute dreaded state of my nails. I haven't had a chance to redo them yet, so yes, I'm still rocking Halloween nails. Mid-November. Oh yeah. Then if you're happy with your shape again, just like set up and then do your filing. Again, don't forget to dust off and wipe off as well with some cleanser. Make sure there is no dust that's getting trapped in between these layers. And then in with your final, well, with my final colour, the blue. Love this blue. Love it. All the way around the walls, slightly overlapping. And then I'm just like doing a full coverage of the rest of that nail. Like I looked at it, did that little circle there and I thought, no, because the little piece on the end will just look weird on its own. So fuck it, we'll just do the whole lot. Why not? In for a full cure and then the final clear bead over the blue. And here we go, it's the filing time. Obviously you need to let it like fully set. Please do not start filing into it when it's still wet because, well, that's the end of that one. So yeah, I'm doing the rough filing, so I'm like getting rid of all of the excess, all of the bulk crap that I don't need. And you can see the pretty pattern coming through. See how it's just all nice and neat and crispy and lovely, you know. And then once I've got rid of all that crap, then I come in with hand file, and all I do is like my finish filing, make it nice and neat and tidy and smooth. Give it a good brush off. And then give it a wipe over with some isopropyl alcohol. And then, of course, in with the gel top coat. How funky does that look? I absolutely love it. Look at all the bubbles on the pink. Shocking. Shocking. Just ignore the pink and we'll focus on the purple and the blue. Right, thank you for joining me and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta!